Welcome back. And if you tuned in late today, we don't want you to miss that first half with the smoothies, but Marie Hegler is here with me from Clemson University, one of my best buddies here. And she's doing things that are good, packed with nutrition, good for you, but they're easy and fun. And of course, you don't want to be in the kitchen if it gets hot in the summertime. This is smoothies. Everybody, kids love this.
And you were talking about, well, kids would like this, but they can also easily make these as well.
That's the other thing, yeah.
So you can have them in the kitchen helping you make this, because all you really need is a blender of some or a food processor, something just to puree up.
Okay. Well, you just use a regular blender, right?
I do. I use a regular, but they have all kinds of fancy things you can purchase.
The blender does fine.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So now we've done a couple of smoothies. Now, what is this one?
So this next one is probably, when I make all these different ones, this usually is the one that most people like. And I think because it has a tropical taste to it, and it's the one thing you kind of most think about when you're thinking about smoothies. It is a tropical green goddess is what I call it. And the green comes from spinach, which you could also use kale in this situation.
Okay.
Lots of times people put kale in smoothies as well. I went with spinach just because it's easier to find usually. And the other components of it, we're going to have banana, we're going to have pineapple, mango, and orange juice. So there's a lot of different tropical
so it's packed with nutrition.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, this one especially has got, because you've got the spinach, which is adding a bunch of different vitamins and iron.
And you call this one?
Tropical Green Goddess.
Green Goddess, okay,
yes.
Okay.
So we're going to start with the old banana again.
All right.
I do use bananas in all of these smoothies, so I guess if you don't like bananas, you could just eliminate it.
They're super good for you, aren't they?
Yeah, they got lots of potassium.
I mean,
and they also will add, if you use really ripe bananas, they'll add an element of sweetness to it as well. So sometimes you don't have to add as much. If you like something a little sweeter, you don't have to add as much honey if you have like a really ripe banana, because of course the riper it gets, the more sweet it is. So one banana. Then we're going to add a cup of frozen mango. And frozen mango is probably my favorite thing to add into smoothies because the texture of it is really, really good. Okay. So,
and it's frozen.
It's frozen. And I guess you could buy mango now because that's sort of, I think you can get it ripe now in the grocery stores. And you could freeze it yourself if you want to. But fresh mango is also delicious. And again, you could add fresh mango to this if you wanted to. You could add frozen banana. Usually I do half and half of fresh and frozen.
What about peaches?
You could have peaches.
If you didn't have mango, you could put peaches in.
Yeah, that would be great in this.
Okay.
And frozen peaches would be really good in this.
All right.
And the next thing, we'll go ahead and add some of the liquid to it, so it's going to puree. So we're using a half a cup of orange juice and a half a cup of pineapple juice. And you could use all of one juice if you wanted to. I just like the mix of the two. And this is in these measuring cups. I did a little over just to make sure. I might need some more.
She's a generous cook.
Yeah, right.
Better to have a little too much than not enough.
That's right. And then we're going to use, this is real exact, but you're going to use 2 handfuls of spinach.
Yeah, you've got to be kidding.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not kidding. It's for real.
Oh, my. So, of course, you've washed it and...
Yes, ma'am. And I'm using baby spinach, but you could use, because it was on sale, but you could use regular spinach. In this case, it's just being pulverized, so you don't really have to worry about the size of it. So, orange juice, pineapple juice, frozen mango, banana, 2 handfuls of spinach. And now we're just going to puree this up. There
it goes.
All right. And you could have added, this one ended up being a little bit more liquidy.
Now, you didn't put any honey in that,
I didn't. So this one has a nice citrus taste to it.
You
could put honey in it.
You could if you wanted to, but you don't really need to.
No, you don't need to if you don't want to. In this case, I've asked people if they want me to put honey in it, and they're like, oh. Sorry, I had some stray spinach I had to get rid of. All right, so this is a vibrant green. This may not be appealing to people. I like it, but some people might.
Okay.
There you go. We're trying to get all the rainbows of smoothies.
We put it down here?
Yes.
All right.
Up. Stray spinach.
we go.
All right. Last but not least.
These are great summertime drinks. Instead of, you know, colas and junk stuff, you're giving people, and especially your children, something that's valuable. It's filled with nutritional value.
And it's fun, too, because they're different colors.
And it is. It's colorful. It's fun. And it's things that probably your kids could make themselves.
Yeah, they could definitely make this themselves.
Okay.
So this last one that we're going to do is chocolate, banana, almond. So this is kind of like a play on like a chocolate banana milkshake.
Okay, chocolate, banana, almond. Okay.
So, and this, one of my favorite things to put in smoothies is just raw almonds. I know, right?
Put it in, how much, like a half a cup?
That's a quarter of a cup.
A quarter of a cup.
I like, because it adds a little texture to the smoothies that I like. I don't know, some people might not like it. So that's a quarter of a cup of just raw, unsalted almonds. We're gonna add a frozen banana and a fresh banana, because I like to do half and half. So I have one frozen banana, probably a little more than one. This was, I peeled some ripe bananas and froze them.
That's right, put it all in there.
No, let's just do it all. And next we're gonna add, I'm gonna go ahead and add this, because if it, no, poof out the This is just unsweetened cocoa powder.
All right.
2 tablespoons, unsweetened cocoa powder. So because it's unsweetened, you have to add a little honey.
Put a little
to
honey
it.
in there. That's nature's sugar, nature's sweetener, honey.
That's right. And I might be a little more generous, but I do like it's 1 to 2 tablespoons. You kind of want to put of honey, depending on how sweet you want it and how sweet your bananas are. I'm just gonna add a little bit more than that. And then we have to add 1 more banana to this, and then we add milk.
My goodness. This would almost, I mean, it would take the place, nutrition-wise, it would take the place of a meal.
Yes, it could.
Yeah.
If you felt so inclined.
And how much milk are you putting in there?
I'm going to start with about a cup. I might need more, might need less, but I just added a cup. All right. This is probably one of my favorites that I'm making. Whoop. So that was all we needed. I had extra just in case, because sometimes you just never know how much banana is going to make it thick or not. So this looks like a chocolate shake. And you can kind of see the little bits of almond in that as well. And I like this because it does add a little more texture to the mix.
So
it's
these
not
are
so smooth.
They're fun, they're colorful, packed with nutrition. I mean, this is really great. And of course, we're thinking in terms of summertime, but these drinks would be good all year long. And, you know, if you have, this is good for anybody. I'm thinking in terms of children. But, you know, it's possible you might have a senior citizen in your household that probably doesn't eat well. This kind of thing would be great for them.
I've actually tested these recipes out on a lot of the senior groups that I visit.
I'll bet.
And so they always really like the green one. They like the tropical green goddesses, like the one they always really enjoy.
Well, we have these, and we're delighted, thanks to my dear friend here, Marie Hegler, who always comes with so much good information. And Clemson University, they're yours free for the asking. And we just love to share them with you. And this is a great time of year to have these things. So if you would like, just send that self-addressed stamped envelope to the Peggy Denny Show, Post Office Box 1616, Greenville, South Carolina, 29602. And we'll have it on its way. You can just put on the envelope Smoothies, or, of course, the number is 1006. But we'll be delighted to share these with you. And it's something you can use all year long, but especially now.
Yes, so some takeaways to remember are that with smoothies, you can use fresh or frozen fruit. The combination is usually the best. It gives you the best texture. If you use all frozen, you would want to add some ice cubes. Or if you wanted something thicker, adding ice cubes is a good way. Or adding more liquid. And your liquids can be milk, they can be juice, they can be water. Your milks can range from, if you're lactose intolerant, you could look at almond milk or soy milk.
Yeah.
All those kind of milks. And you could also add chocolate milk to this. Instead, we added cocoa powder to that one. But
And
you
of
could
course,
definitely.
you could also use like 1%. You don't have to have.
Yeah, this was 1% that I was using, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's probably, because many people are doing that now. They're really trying to determine what they eat and drink if they're smart, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you read your recipes, you would recommend using the 1% in this, or it really wouldn't matter?
It doesn't really matter. That was just what I had at home.
Okay.
And you also would, if you wanted to add different things, like we added oats to one, we added almonds to one, we added peanut butter and spinach. You can add, a lot of people add protein powders to things, flaxseed, throw a tablespoon of that in there. Kale is another, and you could actually throw in spinach in that peanut butter one that I made. I've made it with, I'll throw a handful of spinach in there as well.
Okay, so, and you, do you create, you amaze me. She always comes with these wonderful ideas to improve not only our enjoyment, but our health. And do you create some of these things?
Yeah.
I
usually,
thought so.
I mean, I pull from a lot of different, you can pull from a lot of different places nowadays because you have all kinds of things, but I usually pull from a lot of different places and play around, test things.
Well, now you go out and do programs and talk to groups about nutrition as well.
Yep, nutrition and food safety.
Okay. So tell me about the young people. Do you have any concerns, being in the business you're in, about young people and the nutritional information? Because a lot of our kids today don't get the good nutrition they need. There's a lot of junk food out there. And unfortunately, junk food can be the most enticing.
Well, I think across the board, people just don't cook as much anymore. We love to watch shows about cooking, but we very rarely do it. So this stuff like this is really easy to do. So I hope viewers want to actually cook.
So this is something you can do. And, I'm thinking about, well, summertime, and you don't want to heat up the kitchen, and you've got good nutrition. But this is something you can do all year long, and you can get your kids involved.
And it's easy.
And we have these recipes here, and they're really good. And it tells you exactly the power of produce and how color your plate with fruits and vegetables. And if you don't want to be home and cook the vegetables, you can put stuff right in there, and you've got a meal.
That's right.
Because this really is a meal, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I usually make one for breakfast.
So this is what you would have for breakfast, and
I've had each one of these for breakfast.
Every one, okay. But they're good any time of the year. So we're delighted to share these with you. And Marie, will you come back and share with us?
I would love to.
Okay. Now I know you had that trip to England.
Yeah.
You ready to go back?
Of course. I'll go back tomorrow.
Did you learn anything food-wise over there? Did you go to any particular events concerning food in England?
I learned that I haven't mastered the art of fish and chips. Or I don't think anybody here has mastered the art of fish and chips.
No, fish and chips. Well, actually, it's more fun just to sit down and eat it and not worry about cooking
I know, that's true. I don't want to cook it anyways.
Will you come back?
Of course.
Okay.
Always.
Well, wherever you are, if you want good nutrition, and especially if you have children at home this summer, you don't want to be in the kitchen a long time, this is one of the answers, and we're happy to share these with you. So it's just fruits and vegetables, more matters. And it's all about good nutrition for the summer especially. So we're delighted we could share this with you. Wherever you are, stay well, eat well, and stay happy. Bye-bye.